Hey guys, my name is Amanda, and the company that I chose to do for my individual project is Southwest Airlines. So a little bit of history on Southwest. When they were first created, their name was Air Southwest back in 1967, and then 4 years later, they just decided to change their name to the name that we know now, which is Southwest Airlines. Their vision is to become the world's most loved, most flown, and most profitable airline. The mission statement has a lot to do with their dedication of customer service and a lot to do on the pride and the company spirit. And the purpose is to connect people with what's important through friendly, reliable, and low cost travel. So, with all of that, it's basically oriented towards their customers and their customer service and really caring about the community. Some interesting facts about Southwest. After 9/11, a lot of the airlines that were already not making profit were doing even worse, so they had to lay off a lot of employees. But Southwest was the only company that remained on schedule and employment stayed the same. And Southwest also has a news media page. Their website is very extensive with a lot on it. But on their news media page, there's a lot of detailed lists. We can go from either events or you can go to dates and see all the different things that have happened since they've opened or things that they have recorded. And the most recent thing that I saw on there was that in June of 2018, it ranked the highest in customer satisfaction among low-cost carriers in J.D. Power's 2018 Airline Satisfaction Survey, which is great. And then the other thing I noticed that on April 2018, there was an engine failure on one of the Southwest Airlines. It created a lot of controversy and a lot of negative attitudes towards the company, but that was never mentioned on their news media page, like everything else had been mentioned, which I thought was interesting. Southwest actually has their own social hub. So the social business is created with 30 people, and it's located in the center of their departments. So everyone in the company comes to them, so they run all of the information for dealing with customer service, things like that. And so they're completely separate from the marketing and sales, which most companies use marketing and sales to work with their social media accounts, and Southwest has their set own area for that. And they have group tours that other departments can come through and learn from them and see like how they operate to try and help their departments excel as well. And then they said that it's a learning experience for the entire company. Looking at their social presence on YouTube, they have a very high amount of subscribers compared to the two competitors that I used, which was American Airlines and Delta. On there, they have 490 videos. A lot of the videos are of informational items or about their new carriers, and then they're well known for their singing videos. So a lot of their flight attendants will start a flight with a song. And then on their YouTube website, it also doesn't offer much of like a social interaction. They don't comment back on anything. They don't really interact. It's just more of informational video and things like that. However, they do have a link that you can click onto their community website, and that can bring you to all of their Twitter accounts and all of their other social media accounts. On Twitter, they are also very high in followers. They also have more than American Airlines and Delta once again. They're very interactive in regarding to posting comments and concerns and responding to the comments and concerns. Right here, I have a screenshot of something that was tweeted at Southwest, and they had responded very fast to it. So on Twitter, the employees also put their name at the end of the tweets to inform who's responding. So this kind of helps like show that there are more than just one person using the social account to take care of all the issues. And then inside the bio, it states for a formal response, please use the link provided, which helps consumers know that they can talk to someone without having to put it in the public eye, and can also get a response very fast through their instant messaging. On Facebook, they also have more followers and likes on their page compared to the American Airlines and Delta. Their Facebook page is very information filled, has a lot on how you can apply to be an employee, news, information, ads, and they also have something on there called Project Love Seat. So with Project Love Seat, the company had redone all of their seats and their carriers, and they were left with 43 acres of leather. So instead of just throwing it away and leaving it in a landfill, they wanted to repurpose it and use it for something good. So they donated all of this to social enterprises out in Kenya and a couple of other areas in Africa. And it helped create shoes for children and soccer balls, purses, other things like that. Kind of helped teach the kids how to work with the leather and taught them personal skills, things like that. And also gave them shoes and things to wear to help their feet because a lot of the kids over there don't have shoes. So they have a very high presence in their Facebook social page. On Instagram, however, they do have the lowest compared to the two competitors that I chose. On Instagram, they participate in using the stories on there, and then they save them on there for the memories for everyone to see, to interact with. And they also promote on Instagram. So I noticed that before I'd even worked on my project, that I was scrolling through Instagram one day and I came across this ad. Didn't load all the way before I took a screenshot. But I don't follow Southwest, but this still did come up on my timeline because they use the promotion option, the feature that they have on Instagram. And they promoted their website to, I guess, whatever users that it applies to. And it popped up on my timeline and kind of got me thinking about, hey, like I could use Southwest as an airline. So I thought that was a really great feature, although they don't have many followers on Instagram compared to the competitors. One special campaign that everyone really knows is the Wanna Get Away campaign. It was so popular that it stuck around for years, and they had turned it into a contest. So here is one of the original videos from years ago in the early 2000s that I wanted to share.
Wanna get away? Now you can. Go anywhere Southwest Airlines flies within California for just $39 when you purchase by April 8th.
You are now free to move about the country.
So this video clearly shows that it was very popular in the back in the old days, and clearly it was super cheap because it was $39. And then here in 2016, they decided to make a contest of it because it was so popular.
Want to get away? Of course you do. So to get you really far away, we got you this. That's right, we got you an island. And to get to this oasis off the coast of Belize, all it takes is your most embarrassing story. Use hashtag WannaGetAway and hashtag contest on social media to tell us your Wanna Get Away moment for the chance to be one of 5 lucky winners taken to this amazing island property provided by HomeAway. Thanks, HomeAway. Find out more at wannagetaway.com.
So I really thought this was a great campaign because it brought a lot of brand awareness to the company and got a lot of people interacting with funny videos and bringing like a positive light towards the company. Some of the strengths within the company is that it has 45 consecutive years of profitability unmatched by any competitor in the U.S. airline. And then they also have a very strong brand recognition, so slogans such as low fares, nothing to hide, that's transparency, or the need to get away, just like we saw in the campaign, or the love symbol. They're all very well known, and everyone knows that those are all kind of associated with Southwest. And their Rapids Rewards program is really great. So that kind of brings a lot of brand loyalty to them, helps them stay consecutively profitable every year, and hopes to match that in the upcoming years. Some weaknesses about the company is that their aircrafts are not segmented seated or pre-assigned, so you can't have anything such as like first class, etc. So all you have to do is pay a little extra to board earlier and to hopes that you get that front seat, but it's not promised, so a lot of people don't enjoy that. Another thing is Boeing is the only producer of their aircraft, so they only have one distributor that they buy from. So if they ever run into any issues, then they're kind of out of luck because they only buy from them. And a lot of other issues that they deal with are the lawsuits affecting the brand image. So, like I said earlier, the engine failure has been causing a lot of people that survived to create lawsuits because there was one death on the plane, and I believe there were other injuries. So those are some issues that they do deal with. Opportunities. So the tourism industry is growing every year. Below is a chart of how much it's growing every year in trillions. So in 2017, the total contribution was 8.27 trillion just from the tourism industry. So it is growing rapidly every year. And then they also need to start expanding more in the international travel. So just recently, in 2014, they finally incorporated international travel to Mexico, Central America, and Caribbean, which they didn't offer before. And this was also really great because it brought a lot of awareness to the company, and now a lot of international travelers who would have to use other places such as like, I don't want to say Spirit, but like Delta or any other kind of airlines to travel international, they can now use Southwest and continue to get those points and not have to change brands. Threats are now there are new competitors in the market that are bringing more low fares, such as Spirit and Allegiant. So I know that I personally like to have a lower fare, so I usually go with Spirit, even though I do hate that they have all those additional add-on fees. They still tend to typically be cheaper than the Southwest flights. And then since costs are rising, it makes it harder to make a profit and still keep the low fares, so they have to figure out how to bring in more customers to keep the price at a really good area for the customers to still understand that they do have a low fare. So the first thing I wanted to look at was the amount of users on YouTube. So about 71% of the travel searchers on there search for destination names. So something that Southwest doesn't really incorporate is a lot of destination names, just because they don't internationally travel. But within the United States, they can post a lot of destination names, like Las Vegas, like it says, and kind of incorporate that so they can get more awareness to their videos. Since that's what people are searching the most right now instead of just the travel brands. If they put in those destination names, they can get more ads involved in that and bring more awareness to their page. And then another thing that they really need to work on is their interaction on Instagram needs to be more incorporated. They don't have as many followers as the two competitors that I showed you all earlier. So I think Instagram is growing more and more, especially with the tourism industry, because of how much people are posting of where they go and tagging them and like the location, things like that. So I think getting on Instagram and having a more follower base would help them a lot. I noticed that within the other airlines, they use a lot of hashtags within their comment section or within their caption for their post to bring a lot more awareness and try and bring those pictures in whenever people search hashtags. And then they need to just post more pictures of exotic places that Southwest can now fly to, like Mexico and the Caribbean. But overall, the company has a very well standing in the market, in the social market. They have their own social hub. They have a lot of followers on the internet, social media websites compared to their competitors, except for Instagram. And they do really well about what they post. They're really well in posting about being tied with the social community, and a lot of people enjoy that. So overall, I think Southwest is doing really great. They just need to keep up with the market and keep up with the technology changes and things like that. And there are my references.